Welcome to day 5 of the Facebook Lead Challenge. At the end of today, you are going to walk away with a 30-day game plan to craft what your lead generation life will look like over the next 30 days. So get ready because we are going to be typing some stuff in the chat. Again, today, day 5, your 30-day game plan into the future. And again, this is how to get 3 to 4 listings every month without calling your sphere, without paying for leads or paying for ads. All right, and day 5 is your 30-day game plan. Okay, so quick agenda today. We're going to talk about mistake, problems, ascension, reviews, testimonials, and then your 30-day plan, and then what it looks like moving forward. All right, first thing is mistake number 5. How many of you have ever said, I'm not good at math. I'm not good at driving. I'm just not good with technology. I'm just this way. I just get upset about this. I just. Okay. If you've ever said something like that, this is an identity that you have. And I would like to offer a suggestion that it might not be given to you by yourself, but may have been given to you by the external world. So I'm going to talk about that real quick. So in our human mind, we have a human mind and a champion's mind. And human mind is concerned with survival and not dying. A champion mind is concerned with growth and getting further out into the world. So when you think, am I human? Am I thinking with my human mind or am I thinking with my champion's mind? So when you are thinking with your human mind, this is everything that you come with. This is like your ego. This is like your fears, your, all of those things. The champion mind is inside of you, but it's the one that is focused on growth and in moving forward. It's the faith mind. Human mind is based in fear. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. That's what your human mind is thinking. Your champion mind is thinking, how do I move forward in life? What can I gain? Where can I go? Where can I contribute? Okay, so we're going to talk about the dichotomy between these two things. So number 1, what do I stand to lose? What am I going to lose? Okay, Bob, good to see you here. Good to see you here. And then we have the champion's mind, which says, what do I stand to gain? And again, this is a conscious effort to think with the champion's mind. I'm doing my best. That's all I can do. A champion's mind is, I'm going to find a way to succeed. It's in my genes. So a human mind is like, oh, I am just this way. This is where I am. This is who I am. Thinking very static. And a champion mind thinks, it's in my power. I have the ability to control. If only I were like them. If only I were born into a family that had a business background. If only. This is not, this is the human mind, like, oh, I'm putting blame out there. But instead, the champion's mind is, I am the greatest asset. Human mind is going to think, if I just, my current talents, everything I have, my great service is enough. Then you realize discipline, readiness, consistency in moving forward is the rule. You might think it's all about perfection. I have to be perfect. I have to be perfect all the time. And honestly, as long as you're moving ahead 1 to 2% every day, that is what counts. I'm afraid, so I don't even want to try. That's the fear. And then the champion mindset is feel that fear and do it anyway. And the last one is I whine and I give the blame and I blame my circumstances. I blame other things. I blame blah for everything that's going on inside of me. And with a champion's mindset, you focus on winning. So keeping those in mind is going to be the thing that sets you apart. Because if you're anything like normal kids who grew up in the United States, I want to offer you a reason why you might feel that you are scared of failure. Now, this is probably a story you've told yourself again and again. And I actually read this study by a woman called Carol Dweck. And I'm going to offer an insight into the way your mind was programmed from childhood. Okay, so a story you've told yourself again and again is these things. If you went to school and you got an A+, you might think, oh, wow, this is fantastic. Your parents probably said, you're so smart. Wow, hugs. Well, you, as a little person, still developing with your happy face, you say, oh, I'm smart. And because I'm smart, my parents love me. Therefore, I love me. And so maybe the next time you didn't do so well, and maybe you came home with a C. Maybe you got a 7 out of 10, right? You didn't fail, but you didn't get 100% like last time. And now remember a week ago, what you heard your parents say is that you did so well. And because you did well, what is the obvious conclusion your child brain makes is that you were loved. Well, now that you come home with a C, your parents don't want to put that on the refrigerator, and they say, oh, this isn't as good. They probably didn't say you must not be so smart, but that's what the child hears. And then the child then thinks, I'm not smart. My parents love me less, and therefore I love me less. And this is where you might then start to think, well, I know better than that. I know they don't love me. But the stories that we're telling ourselves today about our self-worth is the way our parents talked to us. And the conclusions that we made, whether they were correct or not, it was the conclusions that we made. So we're going to look at the same scenario again. Reimagine this scene. You've come home from school and imagine one tiny change. If your parents said, hey, wow, you must have worked pretty hard for that A+. And then they said, yeah, you got an A+, that's amazing. If you brought home that same C, what would be the logical conclusion? They said, you would think, wow, I did not work hard enough on this. Now, if you are making these logical conclusions as a child, the reality almost doesn't matter because children's brains below the age of 7, or don't have this like critical factor. Like you can't separate for reality from what's going on in your head. So if you think that the little bit of wording does not make a difference, I'm going to tell you about a story that a researcher called Carol Dweck did. And this kind of change literally proves that one little word change, intention change, can make a huge difference. Okay. So there was a study, a Stanford researcher called Carol Dweck, and she repeated the study with hundreds of kids in elementary school. So not just one elementary school, but hundreds and hundreds. And what they did is they gave kids 10 hard problems to solve. Okay. So they had 2 classrooms of 10 kids, and they gave them like nonverbal IQ stuff for like math and patterns and things like this. And most of the kids did pretty well. After they got the results, Carol and her team did one of 2 things. They said to them, the first one was, wow, you got 8 right. That's a really good score. You must be really smart. And so here they praised their kids for the ability. Okay. The other half of the kids got the same ratio right. They said, wow, that's a really good score. You must have worked really hard. And so they praised the kids for their effort. Now, so that was the only difference. So what happened next? They gave all of the kids a chance to do it again. And the kids, they offered all the kids a chance to do something new. So 90% of the kids agreed, yeah, we'll do it again. But the ability kids were not interested in doing anything that would make someone question their ability based on their last test results. Okay, so the kids praised an effort. Yeah, they went ahead and did it as well. So they gave all the kids questions that were actually harder than the first set. Okay, so the kids that were praised on their innate ability thought that success meant they were smart. So failure meant that they were deficient and unloved. Now, the effort kids didn't think that there were any kind of reflection on their intelligence. So they were happy to do the questions again. So the results were, the first time the kids did the problem, everybody enjoyed the exercise. But after the ability and effort groups were complemented by the experimenters, either on innate ability or on effort, the ability kids didn't do as well on the second set of problems, and they didn't like the work anymore. The effort kids were the opposite, though. They loved the harder problems. They said that these problems were the most fun, even when they didn't get them right. And the researchers gave them, a praise on their ability. So based on that first set of problems, these second problems should have been no more difficult. But because their intelligence had been called into question, they actually wound up doing worse than the effort praised kids through the set. And one last piece of this study, what they did is they said, hey, you know what, we're going to go do this same exercise with kids at other schools. Can you write them a little note and let them know what you think about this? And so they gave them a page where they could write their thoughts, and they could write the space, what their scores were. The kids wrote out them a note, gave them some advice, and then 40% of the kids that were praised on their innate ability lied about their scores on the notes. So the only difference between the ability kids and the effort kids, so the ability kids didn't like the work after the first one, after the first set of problems. The effort kids loved the harder problems. The results after the notes, though, is that we took ordinary children and turned them into liars simply by telling them that they were smart. Now, does that not just hurt your heart that nobody had that intention to set that for you? And so what happens then is we develop as adults, unless we've gone in and done a lot of personal development work, we end up with this fixed mindset. You say, I am this way, or I am this type of person. It is in my genes. And we start being this human mind. Most of us are terrified of failure because we have been trained to think that it's a reflection of our self-worth. And so what happens is we no longer go out and take chances. We no longer go out and try things that other people might see us fail at. And so this is a huge hurdle with a lot of people that I've come across with, I've experienced myself. And there's a couple of things that happen to you when you start something new, is that you come in either to a new community, a new Facebook group, a new coaching program, and you see all these people doing these amazing things. And you think, oh my gosh, I don't want anybody to see me fail or learn or do bad work. And so you think, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know where to start. I don't even want to try. And it's this fear of failure that school trains us to think that mistakes are bad, or think that mistakes or not being successful is wrong. But if you look at life, this is exactly how humans learn. We have to make mistakes. So here's where I want to tell you a few things. If you have ever sucked at lead generation in the past, or have struggled converting leads, none of this, it's not your fault that you have struggled. If you've been afraid that you won't be successful in your real estate career, you can put those fears to rest. The companies, the brokerages, mentorships, websites, and all of those other lead subscription services who are selling you leads, trying to get you to believe that you need ads to be successful, are trying to make you dependent on them. But you don't need them. They are absolutely wrong. They don't own you. They don't own you. If you've ever felt sabotaged, that there has been zero lead generation or sales training provided whatsoever, you're absolutely right. Nobody has given you the right way. Nobody has given you actual marketing or sales education. And all of this ends today. Failure ends when you find a solution and implement it. And even Chris, he worked with me right in the beginning before I even started with social media, and he was very anti-social media. It was funny. I work with agents primarily on social media, but the whole course was on sales. So Chris was interesting. He he came to me and he was actually not wanting to do anything with ads, not wanting to do anything with social media. He was surrounded by tons of people. He said, I know I can get business from my sphere. I just don't know how. So Chris jumped on this strategy session. We had a long chat about what to do to get his actual system implemented his way with what he was working with. And he was able to close one deal in his first month. So the thing with Chris is that he had an aversion to sales. He didn't even like sales. So when we worked together, we worked on just him being natural in himself and just doing it conversationally. So Chris was somebody interesting that I got to work with in the beginning, but he actually did it even without social media. So you don't need it. If you just need sales, this also works for just sales. So I want to talk to you about a few problems that you might face if you try to do big things on your own. Okay. So the first thing is, if you're trying to do social media, you might think that you're not going to get engagements on your post. You might even have the same people commenting all the time. Now, even if you already know how to get engagement, you're going to get to the point where it's going to be a lot of the same people commenting. You're going to think, oh my gosh, what do I do now? When you put up a lead magnet, you might not know what to do when it doesn't work. You might be feeling salesy when you talk to people, but you don't really know what else to say. The next problem you'll face is that you don't know how to actually get people to show up when you do set an appointment. Maybe you've set several appointments and you're finding that people are rescheduling, or 2 or 3 times and then just canceling. So how do you get them to show up and hold the appointment? You might not know exactly how to conduct your appointments to actually get their commitment and to get them to sign with you. Maybe you don't know what to put in your offer to help you be different than somebody else. Maybe you don't know how to fulfill that offer. You might not know how to balance your time with your business. Maybe you struggle with being consistent and doing what you know you should do. Or maybe you're already doing some social media, and you're maybe even getting leads. You might be burning out trying to juggle marketing and lead gen, as well as the fulfillment on the service that you promised them. Maybe you're not strong with the sales skills or helping your clients overcome their worries. Maybe you don't know how to stay consistent signing on clients. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed with resources and you just don't even know where to start. Or the worst problem of all is, maybe you sign those 5 clients, but you find that you've got so much to do for each of them. You don't know how to organize it. You don't know how to put them on a timeline. You don't know. There's just all these things that seem to keep popping up. Maybe you signed on clients, you didn't set expectations up front, and they've canceled their contracts with you. Maybe you're overwhelmed and just don't even know where to start. You've signed them, but what do you do first? What do you do second? Okay. And so you'll remain frustrated. You're going to be spinning your wheels, stuck in the mud. You're going to feel stressed, defeated, and you're going to end up losing motivation and feeling like nothing you do is moving the needle. You might even consider giving up on your real estate dreams. So, would you like to know the solution? You guys want to know the solution to all these? It's really simple. It's been in front of you the whole time, right? Book a strategy session. Let's talk about what we can do to help you get to where you need to go. Okay, let's book a strategy session. This is actually a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. There are not a ton of people that I'm working with right now, which means that you're going to get a lot of individual attention. Right now, only in the month of June 2023, I'm currently offering unlimited one-on-one coaching, as well as, anyway, we'll talk about that in your strategy session. But honestly, I want you to know that eventually we're not going to be able to do, we're going to have to put a cap on things. So right now, I have a little bit more time on my schedule to be able to work individually. And eventually we're going to get bigger. So the price is going to be going up and the time's going to be even more limited. So doing this, though, using social media has allowed me to be able to get my message out to more people without cold calling. I've gone from unfulfilled teacher to coaching agents on how to change their lives. So in the content to client, you actually learn and implement the simple, it's like a 3/6 step blueprint to take your coaching business from 0 to hundreds of leads a week. You can establish yourself as the go-to authority. You're going to develop and showcase your unique talents. Effectively locate your target market online. Learn how to get out of your own way and the way that your brain and your history, your past is sabotaging you because it's not getting you to what you need to do. Start each week off right with an accountability Zoom room. You're going to learn how to grow and monetize your Facebook account, build your Facebook group as you build your tribe, master the art of content marketing, gain confidence, connect with your audience, and learn to use phrases and techniques that help you with sales without being pushy or salesy. And have your future clients reaching out to you because you are the one that's helping them be the hero. And it's just all in a simple framework. Okay? These are the 3 pillars that we help you walk through to build out your system. It's attract your audience, interact with them, and then motivate them to meet. So real quick, your whole journey, you came in now with some either free content or somehow we met online. Then you're in the 5-day Facebook challenge right now. Your next step is to book a call and just have a chat about content to clients. After this, we have a 2-day live masterclass that you can join. And the Catapult Evolution is our $10,000 mastermind. Okay. Now, these are your next steps towards a scalable and sustainable future. So real quick, let me ask you and get ready to type. Have you gotten value out of the training this week? Have you gotten value? Have you gotten value out of the training this week? Thumbs up. You give me a yes in the chat. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And I know Bob is driving, but I'm going to assume the answer is yes there too. Or you wouldn't have come back for a day 5. So each day you've been asked to put a key takeaway in the Facebook group. So I'm going to ask you, I'd like for you to unmute or put it in the chat. What has been your takeaway from the whole challenge? Where has your mind been blown the most? Where have you grown?
I think how to put in the, like I've been playing around with ChatGPT a lot, but it's really the way you phrase it. You know, it's knowing the right words to put in there, honestly. Like I said, I didn't know about the Dolly and now I just forgot the other ones. But yeah, I guess that has been it. I did do one post, although it wasn't the jobs one, which got like 79 interactions, but it shows like there was 500 that actually looked at it. But it's just finding that marketing. But see, I don't think I like the people on my Facebook. Sometimes I want to tear my Facebook down and just start over again. So that's it. Just keep going, keep implementing, and if you know you're gonna fail, just keep going.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So part of thank you very much, Michelle, for sharing that. That's good for me. It's good feedback for me as well to see kind of what was out of the 5 days, the thing that has stuck out. So when we build our 30-day content plan, one of the pieces that you're going to have is a testimonial / review from one of your clients. So for you, I want every time your clients say thank you, your like automatic reflex response should be something to the effect of, well, you know what? I would love to have you share your great experience so that others can have a great experience too. Would you be able to make a video saying that same thing? And then I'm going to ask you, if you have gained value from this challenge, Bob, Michelle, and Tracy, and Adam, Mary, anybody else who's listening in replay format, I'd like for you to take out your phone and it could be up to two. Usually it's like between 30 seconds and a minute. Okay. A testimonial. And so here's the framework, and then I'll give you some examples as well. So the framework is shout out to blank, who is a, choose your title for me. I just did her coaching program. Before her, I was overwhelmed, had no listings or clients, was going to leave real estate, struggling with blah, didn't know how to do social media, had no idea how to use AI. One of those, choose your thing. Before these 5 days, where were you? Where was your mindset? You worked with me for 5 days. Now, where are you? And then say, since working with her, I have gotten so much information about how to do AI. I've gotten so much more insight into how my brain is sabotaging me. Would I recommend her? Yes. Or no, if you would not. Okay, so be honest about what you say. Okay, so here is an example one. You can see her framework as well.
Hey, shout out to Kat Rich. I just did her a little a preview of her catapult program. She is a real estate coach, and when I started, I was feeling pretty overwhelmed, and I knew that there was things that I didn't know, but I didn't know what those were. And now I'm in a much better position. Kat has explained so many things that have so much value, and just in general is pretty amazing, and she could actually be a life coach too. I would 10 out of 10 recommend for anyone who's struggling, especially if you're struggling to convert listing appointments and things like that. She definitely has value to add to your life. Hey.
Okay, so here is another one. Could you see the framework in there? Oops. Could you see the framework that she was looking at? Oh, by the way, these are pretty awkward videos because these people are not comfortable being on camera, which is actually good. It makes them more relatable. You're going to see Laura's eyes looking off to the side, looking at the framework.
Shout out to Coach Kate, who is extremely experienced and knowledgeable realtor and a real estate coach. I just completed her 7-day introduction program. Before getting to know her and talking with her, I doubted myself in this business. As a new realtor, I wasn't sure where to start. And with her expertise and knowledge, since working with her, I have learned such amazing strategies and have spoken to 3 new clients. So without any doubt, I would recommend Kate to new realtors or new real estate agents to speak with her. She is extremely knowledgeable and can help you build great strategies for your real estate business.
Okay, could you see the framework in hers as well? Yeah, all right, cool. So here is Pamela.
Shout out to Kat Rich, who is a real estate and lead generation coach. I just did her free 4-week program. Before her, I was not sure as to what I was going to do with my real estate license because I've been in the business for a little while. However, I just went full-time, and I wasn't doing too well. I wasn't getting leads, or the leads that I did get didn't pan out, different things like that. But since working with her, she was able to help me think outside the box. I was able to approach FSBOs, people that I used to be afraid to approach, and I was able to make some deals since then. So would I recommend her? Absolutely, yes. So there you have it. I'm just giving a shout out to my coach, Kat Rich. Bye.
Okay, so if you have gained value from this challenge, so grab your phone where you are right now and open up the regular video and hold it to yourself. Open up the regular video, not the Facebook one, and I'll give you 2 minutes to kind of make a little video testimonial. Oops, didn't mean to take that. There we go. And again, you don't even need to be perfect. This is just talking about where your mind was before the challenge and where it was after the challenge. And so I'll go ahead and put the framework up and then make your video, do a little chatting. You don't have to say your name. Just say, hey, shout out to Cat Rich, Coach Cat, whatever you want to call me, who is and then tell me what you think of me, whether I am lead real estate coach, lead generation coach, internet marketer, life coach, whatever the concept is that you have. I just did her 5-day challenge. You could say free coaching. I just was working with her. Before her, I was lost, overwhelmed, had no listings, was going to leave real estate, wherever your situation was. And after these 5 days, tell me what you have gotten. What are your results? And then say what I recommend her. Okay. I'll give you about two minutes. Go ahead and do this right now. And in the past, I've put on some epic music, but then I find that in the background of the videos, I'm like, oh wait, the editing isn't awesome because it's like clashing. Okay. So I'm not going to put music on, although I could. I do love some epic music to get into the mood, but I'll go ahead and mute and I'll leave this up on the screen. Resume recording. All right. And thank you so much for making those videos. And again, if you did are watching this in replay format, do #replay and go ahead and stop the video and do it right now if you have not done it. All right. Here it is with a space background. Okay. So real quick, let's make a quick plan for your next 30 days. And then I will say goodbye because we are wrapping it up and done. And first of all, let's talk about how to systemize your whole thing, because it's pretty crazy to think, oh my God, 30 days, I have to come up with 30 ideas. And let me tell you, no, you do not need to come up with 30 different ideas. You actually only need to come up with, so we got you have like 4. Okay. So you think you can come up with 4 ideas? You can probably come up with 4 ideas, right? And I'm actually going to say you don't even need to come up with 4. You just need to come up with 3. And I'm going to show you in just a moment. Tuesday, I'm going to give you the thing that you need to do. This is a conversation starter. So what is a conversation starter? You may have noticed on my profile, or maybe we got in contact to one of my conversation starters, where I say controversial topics like, does pineapple belong on pizza? ? Right? That's a very polarizing topic. Everybody's got an opinion. Yes, no. Why would you do that? Because I like, or it can go either way. It's a very controversial topic. Another conversation starter would be, what should I watch next on Netflix? Everybody's watching Netflix. A lot of people love Netflix. That's a great conversation starter. Okay. These are just things to open up the engagement on your profile and get people who are not related to real estate to start commenting on your profile, on your posts. Okay. So you've got conversation starters on Tuesday. Wednesday, go live. Talk about your life. Talk about something that you're doing. Talk about the now. Hey, today, like for instance, today, I went out and picked mangoes off of the trees in Florida. I don't know how in my neighborhood we have tons of mango trees. We've got so many mangoes. Hey, this morning I went out and got mangoes. That gives them an insight into what you do, what you're doing, what your life is, your personality, what's happening with you right now. Then the next one is a photo. You do a photo post with some text. You could do problem solving. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to write problem solving. It's going to disappear. Problem solving photo. If I can't spell. All right. So you put that on Thursday. So what does that mean? That means that now you have something related to your offer. So there you go. Something related to what you're doing to your business. Okay. So that's on Thursday. Then you've got Friday. Then you've got Friday off. You've got Saturday off. And with science, we found out that Monday, Friday, and Saturday are the least engaged days on, or the most saturated days for social media. So we just use the days that are a little bit lighter. Okay. Wednesday, put up either a pre-edited video or just do another Facebook Live. Personally, I like doing Facebook Lives because it's less planning. Thursday, do a giveaway. Hey, I've got a cool cheat sheet here, a PDF, a checklist, a guide, etc. You put it up on Thursday. Tuesday, conversation starter again. Wednesday, Facebook Live. Thursday, back to a problem-solving post. And again, problem-solving could be something to the effect of, Michelle, I got a slide next for you for a bunch of problems I put into ChatGPT. Then I'll show you exactly what I mean. Tuesday, we back to conversation starter. Wednesday, back to video. Thursday, call to action. Hey, join my Facebook group. Hey, give me a call if you want to know this thing. Hey, this is only once a month. Do you ever ask them to call you, by the way? By the way, if you ever try to give information and then you ask for them to call you, that's like they hear your ulterior motive, okay? You don't want to give something and then ask for payment. Here, I'll give this to you for free. Oh, no, but I want you to pay me for it. Oh, it's by donation only. That sort of thing, okay? Sunday, milestone, 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 milestone. Every month, you got something going on. So in July, it's 4th of July. June might be the end of school. March is St. Patrick's Day. May, Memorial Day. February, Valentine's Day. So every month, you're going to do some sort of anniversary post, right? It doesn't have to be a wedding anniversary. It could be a wedding anniversary. For those of us who are not married, though, we might want to do like the anniversary of coming back from overseas, the anniversary of when I bought my last bike, when I bought my first car last year on 4th of July. Okay, these are anniversary posts. Just talk about that. Show insight into your life. We know the know, like, trust factor is what gets people to do business. So this is your 30-day game plan. You don't have to be posting every day. Don't stress yourself out. Okay, it doesn't have to be complicated. Tuesday is already planned out. Sundays are mostly planned out. Now Facebook has a place called Memories. You can go back in there and see what you posted a year ago or 2 years ago or 5 years ago. Okay, so for Michelle and those of you who want to know what is a problem that I should be solving. So I put this into ChatGPT and I said, what are the questions? I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you. Most asked about foreclosure. And this is what the chat said to me. How does foreclosure work in Florida? What is the foreclosure process in Florida? Or maybe I said Florida. Obviously delete that word. How long does a foreclosure take? How to stop foreclosure? What are the rights of the homeowners? By the way, this is now 10 weeks of content. You just put a prompt in there and all you got to do, slap the headline up there, give a little bit of text about it. You could put a picture or you could do it on a video or you'll be creative. Come up, ask ChatGPT what you could do. Could you create a Synthesia video? Like this is where the cool creativity part comes in. Or you don't even have to. Just slap it up there with a text, headline, a little bit of explanation, and then a picture. That is content in its simplest form. So this is what you can do for your easy content creation. Okay, like this is 10 weeks of content right here. ChatGPT will ask you. I mean, you can ask ChatGPT's not going to ask you. You can ask the ChatGPT to help you out. Okay, get that screenshot, Michelle? All right. Because I know that the call isn't out there. Nobody's forcing you to do this. The call for your dreams is inside of you. The divine has given you this drive to be here in this field because it needs you, because your specific talents, your traits are needed. And if you haven't become the person you need to become, this is your chance to step into your future, to step into your next identity, because this is inside of you. I want to congratulate some people that have joined us. So this is over in the past couple months. This is Barb. We also have Mindy in the Content to Clients program. We have Kristen, Dawn, Brian, and Case Lee. We have Sarah, Carlos, and will you be next? Will you be our next joiner into the program, into our club, into our coaching, into our family? Okay. Because the secret to getting leads from Facebook is just consistently following the system. It's quite simple. Follow the system. Follow the system. Follow the system. Follow the system. Okay. FTS. And this is the end of day 5. Do you guys have any questions about what you need to do, what you are going to do moving forward? So I have calls scheduled with both of you. Michelle, stay in touch with me. And Bob, I'm looking forward to chatting with you on Monday. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And this is the end. Okay, awesome. If you're talking, I can't hear you. But if there's no talking, no problem. Okay. All right. I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for joining me for 5 days. I have had an awesome time. This has been wonderful. Okay. Have a good night. Have a great weekend. Talk to you later. Bye.